A good operator, after 5 years, runs out of money, and for a very good reason. Today, we are going to talk about a common question the LPs often have. If the real estate syndications are so good, why do the sellers always sell every 3 to 5 years? If such a nice asset, why sell? I'll give you the answers right now. The reason that real estate syndications sell every 3 to 5 years are 1. Due to leverage, 2. Due to they're running out of money, and not necessarily a bad thing. In fact, it's for a good reason they're running out of money. And third is the GPs want to build a good track record, which is also great for you, the LP. Imagine the GP buys a $20 million asset multifamily in Dallas, Texas, and they raise $8 million. That's their down payment. But out of that $8 million, there's $1.5 million that's needed to do renovations on the property. So that's $1.5 million, say 150 units, $10,000 per unit. So the first point is due to leverage. Because the property is leveraged at about 65%, the renovations are also leveraged. That's one of the best reasons to invest in multifamily, is that for every dollar of renovation you put in, the bank is actually putting in $2. Instead of putting down $10,000 to renovate that unit, the GP actually only has to put down $3,500. The bank is actually putting up $6,500. Let's imagine that $10,000 gets you $150 of extra income each month. That's about $1,800 a year. By spending $3,500, you basically make back your money in 2 years. That's one of the best returns, a 50% ROI every year. Imagine that if that renovation is not leveraged, then the GP has to put out $10,000 and they will only make back the money after 8 years. It doesn't mean that even if you put out the money to do the renovation without leverage, you shouldn't do it. It just becomes a no-brainer if it is leverage. However, after 3-5 years, if they want to do more renovations, usually that budget is not leverage. It's only leverage when they are trying to buy a new property. And that's why every 3-5 years, the GP, when they're doing the calculations, they realize, hey, I should take this money and buy a new asset where my renovation is leverage. The second reason is because they're basically running out of money, and for a very good reason. Let's take the $8 million raise, $1.5 million for renovation as an example. A good GP usually spends their money in 3 to 5 years to renovate all the units. If they don't, then the extra, say they instead of raising 1.5 million for renovation, they raise 3 million, spend the 1.5 million in the first 5 years, and then spend the other 1.5 million in the next 5 years. The problem though is that second 1.5 million is sitting in the bank doing nothing. That is going to lower the LP's returns. Any good operator raise the money and spend it in the next 5 years. Let's look at the third one. The GPs sell syndications every 3 to 5 years because they want to build their track record, especially their newer GPs. I did that. We hold on to our deal 2.5 years to 3 years, especially in a good time. In a good bull market, it's good to sell every 3 to 5 years. In a down market, the GP should hold on to their cash, probably don't do too much renovations, save their money, and when the economy comes back again, they should do the renovations and sell. By selling, they go full cycle on that deal. And going full cycle means something for the GPs because that can establish credibility. This is a little bit technical, but if you don't sell, the IRR is actually negative. IRR is the net present value of future cash flow. So the longer you hold on to it, the lower the IRR. Furthermore, the first 2 or 3 years is when the GPs force appreciation onto the property. The next few years are just market appreciation. There's nothing that GPs really do to add value to the property, except maybe operational efficiency. The first 2 years is when the property appreciates the most. And if they wait another few years, what happens is that IRR regresses to the mean, which as a whole, IRR decreases, even though the total return might increase. I know it's a slightly complicated topic, but basically, the shorter they hold on to it and the more value they add in that short amount of time, the higher the IRR. So if the GPs care about having a great IRR in a short amount of time, it's advantageous for them to sell to claim that high IRR, especially in the early stages of their syndication career. It's also great for the tenants. The tenants get nicer living conditions. So that's why real estate syndication is a feel-good business. You are adding utility to the tenants. That's all great things. If you like this kind of video, please subscribe and comment so I can do more of these videos to help you navigate the complex world of real estate syndications. Thanks and happy investing.